Hi guys, thank you for coming back and joining me. So this video is all about what I've been up to. I recently acquired some new decks, and I've been doing some different things. So yeah, I think it's probably best just to start with showing you. Yes, the decks that I've acquired. I'm not going to go through the decks because I'm really hoping to actually do a proper review of them, and it feels like I can because they're so wonderful. So I'm going to start with my bargain. I've been after this deck for a while, and I finally got it. So it is the Renaissance Tarot by my queen, Jane Lyle and Helen Jones. I love Jane so much. I love her style of writing. Unfortunately, the book that comes with this isn't great. It's a connections box. It's a really sturdy box. I might see, because I'm pretty sure there's a book that you can get alone. So I might see about getting that because this book, whilst I kind of like, I kind of like it because it tells you what the symbols are. So stone acorns, what they mean, the twin pillars, the vine leaves, the eye. It's great. I just want a bit more. But yeah, so this is the little book that came with it. It's kind of like the Mayan Oracle I've got, and when I got the Druid Craft, it's like an abridged version, isn't it? It comes with the tiny book, but I'm pretty sure there is a big book out there, so I'm going to get that. So yes, I will just show you the back. The cardstock, by the way, is lush. Connections don't always get it right with the cardstock because sometimes, like on my Nostradamus tarot, it's kind of, the back is kind of raised all the way around, and it's the same on my Da Vinci actually because they're connections. So I seem to have a thing about connection decks, and also you won't be able to tell in this light. No, but for some reason the major arcana backs are slightly darker blue than the minors, so that's interesting. So just to give you a feel for what we're working with, this is the tower. So yeah, it's Helen is quite notorious for her 3D art. She's quite popular with it. You know, she's done exhibitions, she's been in magazines. She's a lady about town. There we go. Just a couple of them to tweak your interest. Peek. So yes, I've been after it for a while, and I did an interview spread with it, which is up on my Facebook page or my blog. I'll put it all down below. You can check it out if you want to. So it's short and sweet. It won't take up too much of your time if you want to have a read. It seems like it's going to be a good deck. It really does. I really like the art style. You know me, I'm quite unique when it comes to... Well, I'm not. Well, we are. I am unique. We are all unique. But when it comes to certain art styles, you know, the stranger the better. The more drawn the better. The more computerized the better. I love them all. They've just got to sing and speak to me. So that was a recent purchase. I got that off of eBay. Obviously, following on from my last video, I also bought the Lightseed Oracle. I did say that I wasn't going to be buying anymore, but I've acquired 3 decks without even trying. It's amazing. And then this one, I still have a £10 gift voucher for Amazon, and I was like, right, well, I find just scrolling through Amazon is really dull. So I thought if I scroll through eBay and then any deck that takes my fancy, then type it into Amazon, see if they have it. And that's what I did with this deck. But unfortunately, I ended up buying it through eBay and not Amazon because the Amazon version was, I think, the newer edition. And I was concerned that the newer edition would just be heavily laminated and whatnot. I find that a lot of the time the newer decks are heavily laminated because I think I watched a video of Cat Black's Golden Tarot, which I have, but now and again I like to watch other people's, even though they're really old videos, and they're laminated. And I was like, whoa, why have we laminated that deck? You know, to be fair, that's why my albino's gone back into hiding, because it is so laminated. I just can't. It feels like there's a barrier between me and the cards. Anyway, I'm waffling. Get used to it, people. So the next deck that I bought was the Tarot of the Ages. I did an interview spread with this one as well last night, and it is good. This I have already nicknamed my nudes deck because there is a lot of nudes. We get a bit of male nude. Mostly we got a lot of female nude. Front, back, all of it. But it's fine, which is interesting because I always thought I was a bit of a prude, but no. So I'll show you a couple. So this one I'm really excited to work with. So this is the back of the deck. Okay, they are quite small. Yes, we're US Games. So they are quite small, and the Boeing as well. See what I mean? So this is the devil, and you've got the Hebrew lettering and some of them astrological symbols, and and I can't remember the other ones, but when I review it. So yeah, as you can see, we kind of have penises. But I really do like it. It's from civilizations and cultures of the past, and if I'm not going to go into it. I'm not going to go into it because this is not, and I repeat, not a review. This is really merely me just telling you what I've been up to. But yes, I'm very enamoured with it. I think it's absolutely beautiful. This is one of the most beautiful Ace of Cups I've ever seen. I would love the artwork to be slightly bigger, but it's not too bad because, like I said, you do get a lot of nudity, and that would be weird, like seeing it right in the big. But I am going to assume, please don't smite me, that the astrological symbols associated with these cards are different to what they normally are, or normally. And I'm trying to find the reason for that. Here we go. So the Fool also is not 0. He is right at the back in this deck. Now this, when I am aware that Gemini is the Lovers, but I was even more excited because there's nothing wrong with the Lovers. But right now, I am the Chariot. And I like that. I like being the Chariot. He's not Cancer. He is Gemini. And there's Cancer for you. Oh no, it's Pisces. Really showing how rubbish I am at my astrology. But don't worry. Don't fear. I will be better soon because I have bought the little book of astrology. So don't you worry. I will soon know what I'm talking about. One can hope. But anyway, so that was Tower of the Ages, and that was from eBay. £14.95 including free delivery. So I'm very happy with that. I would love to know if anyone else has it and reads with it. Oh, and also got a free baggie with it. I love baggies. So yeah, that's that. So those are my new decks. So what else have I been up to? If I'm not showing you decks, what am I waffling about? Let me tell you. Sorry, I kept hitting the pause button. Oh, and I can't forget this deck. The Cosmic Deck of Initiation. We save that for another time. This is a special one. So yes. 4! I'm so shit. No decks. I've got bills to pay. I buy decks. Anyway, moving on to what else I've been up to. Well, I am re-looking at the tarot. I'm going back to the beginning, and I'm creating my own guidebook. Obviously, for me, it does really depend on where something falls in a spread, all that kind of stuff. But for the most part, I just wanted to get a feel. So what I've actually done, I've picked a deck, and I'm using it as a visual prompt, and I'm going through a selection of guidebooks. Sorry, with dog. I'm going through a selection of guidebooks, reading what they have to say, thinking, does I agree? Is that how I see it? And then I'll write down a few keywords, and then I'll write down a few bits from each of these guidebooks, and then I'll put down what the Fool, for instance, means to me. And I've been doing that, and I've been enjoying it. I've only got 2 cards in. It's a lot of cards, you know. so that's what I've been doing, and it's a really interesting and fun process. Doesn't mean I'll stop buying tarot books. I absolutely love reading what other people have put, but I thought it was time that I started to write what I think they mean, and that'll always evolve over time, I'm sure. I don't know, but it'll be interesting. So I've been doing that, and I'll show you the deck that I've been using to do that. But first, I am also creating another deck. Yay! This one is slow but sure as well. This one, the message for me is coming before the imagery, so I'm hoping to. I'm writing a lot at the moment, and I'm hoping, you never know, in a few months or so I might be ready to roll. It'll just be, I don't know, it will be the same people, which is makeplayingcards.com. They are in China, that made my Rosa deck. It will be 32 cards again. 32 cards are a good amount of card for me to handle. And I've recently gotten over the fact that, because sometimes when you see a deck that's only got 32 cards, you're like, oh man, really? But, you know, it is what it is. So these, they'll probably be this size again, but I won't be hiring my friend to create them this time. They will be made by myself. And once they're made, I will sell them, and all proceeds will be going to charity. I do not need money for them. They'll cost me money to make them, but I'm hoping that all the money that they make, if they make money, then will go to charity. But we're nowhere near that at the moment. But yeah, my only issue with makeplayingcards.com, and I'm hoping, you know, people will go gentle when they buy the deck, is that they chip like a mother, which is annoying, because if I'm going to sell the deck, I know a lot of people would be pissed at that. I'm not so much, you know, now and again I'll get a deck and like there'll be a, like that will happen. I'll be like, oh, for God's sake. But I'm gonna make that happen to my deck anyway. But it's like, when you first get it out, that's not what you want. You wanna break that deck in. I'm pretty sure I did break that deck in, but I'm not sure. I'll check them all when they come back. We'll go from there, really. Unless I can find out where Enra's deck was made, because they're so pretty. But yeah, that's like in the future, but keep an eye out for it, because we are going to make some money for some animal charities, because I like animals. Anyway, so the deck I've been using, can you keep up? The deck I've been using to relearn, I think relearn's a fair assessment. I've been so far removed from it all lately. I've been so caught up in the buying, and, you know, I've not really been doing anything. I've been making a lot of noise. Not necessarily here, but at home I'm just going through all my decks again and again and again. I'm like, that one's nice, that one's nice. I'm not really doing anything. So I was like, this needs to stop, because you really enjoyed reading cards and you haven't read them in such a long time, like really read them. And I looked at them and I was like, well, I don't know what they mean. And my husband was like, yes, you do. You're just having a moment. And it was true, I was just having a moment. But I don't think it hurts to go back and reacquaint oneself with it. I don't think I'll ever know everything there is about tarot. Who knows? Anyway, so the deck I've chosen is the Wildwood Tarot. By complete accident. It kind of, it was gifted to me by my friend Andrea, and it's kind of always been like there in the background, and I haven't really done anything with it. And then I was like, yeah, this would be a great deck to relearn bits of the tarot with. No, not so much. Some of the cards I immediately get that hit, this one being one of them. The shaman completely threw me. I know what a shaman is. I know that John Matthews is a shaman. I have lots of shaman books, but when I was confronted with that as opposed to the magician, I was like that. And then I read in the book and I was like, so have I made it easy on myself? No. Am I going to stick with this? Yes. Because I think the deck is absolutely stunning. And I think the problem for me, just personally for me, is this is such a unique deck in the way of its path. You know, the druidness of it, the rawness, the pagan way, the woodlands of it. I'm really not used to that in deck form. I like to think that I am a nature goer. You know, I love animals, and I love the woods and the waterways, and I love all that. And you know, turf me outside, I can go for hours just trekking. But when it came to an actual deck, I was like, oh, it's not what I'm used to. So it's kind of challenging me to look at it a different way, I guess. I don't know if this makes sense. I'm trying not to ramble about it. I want to be concise because it means a lot to me. Um, yeah, it feels like it's quite connecting with me. You know, the imagery. It's like, yes, this is life. You know, this is life. But I'm struggling. But there you go. That's the truth. I'm struggling. So we'll keep at it, and we'll try to relearn. And to be fair, he's not on. He's not on his own. He is helping me, or she. I'm gonna go he. Um, he is helping me, but he's not alone. The modern spellcaster's tarot is never far away. Kind of stood on the sidelines, going, "You can do it. If you're not sure, look at me." Because the modern spellcaster seems to be my deck. Who knew? But there you go. So I'm enjoying this, and also just a couple more things before I go. To be fair, I think I must be talking really fast because we're only 16 minutes in. Is right. Let's a surprise to me. Whilst I'm sorry, whilst I'm like creating my own tarot guidebook, just for me, I'd like to point out it's just on me. I'm just rehashing everyone else's ideas until I get my own way. So you know, I pulled out a deck that I've had for ages, and I trimmed it. It was one of the it's the second or third deck that I'd trimmed. And I trimmed it because I was relying way too much on the words. Ace of Swords, Two of Pentacles. You know, I was relying so much on that. So with my relearning, I was like, I'm going to put out the deck without the words on so that I can try and relearn without them. So I'm quite surprised that it's going really well. I had no idea how amazing this deck is. So I can only apologise to people who watched my original video and I was like, oh, it's nice. It's amazing. It's the Paulina Tarot. Yeah, and I love it. I think I bought this on eBay for like £5, so I didn't mind trimming it. Then I trimmed it and I instantly regretted it. But in all fairness, it's going really well. The artwork is lush and busy, just like my Shadowscapes. And it's really great. There's only a couple of cards that I come across and I'm like, oh, what would that be? And it's like, no, what do you see? What do you feel? So it's a real nice way for me to be like, no, come on, stop relying on it. Because that's the moon, right? So that's been fun. And then lastly, because you've all been as patient as hell, how patient? I suppose it is. Why did none of you tell me that this book was amazing? Really? I can't believe no one told me. No, I'm joking, of course. I happen to know that not everyone, but a lot of people are like, that book is amazing. I'm reading it like a novel. It's fantastic. I mean, I know a bit about my Greek mythology, and I think did I mention this in my last video? Do you know what? I don't know. Let's keep going. It's an amazing book. I did, didn't I? Oh well, we'll tack it on to the end of this. It's an amazing book. It's showing me tarot in a whole new way. Like I never knew the Hanged Man could be so freaking beautiful. I'm reading the myth that goes along with it. It's just like, oh my god, yeah, that's amazing. Who knew? It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. The cards, I've actually finally shuffled them, but I'm not using them because I'm currently, I've already got quite a few decks just trying to help me along the path. I don't want to get into another deck. However, I have shuffled them now, and they're not going anywhere. They're part of me now. So I am so pleased that I finally pulled my finger out and got around to reading it. I'm nowhere near finished. I am on the cups. Yes, I've just got to the Ace of Cups. So yeah, amazing, absolutely amazing. And I did talk about it last time because I said Liz Dean. Liz Dean is great. I have one of her decks, but it is Liz Green that I meant about astrology. So there we go. So that's 20 minutes of me waffling about what I've been up to. Thank you so much for staying with me. I really appreciate that. And yeah, let me know your thoughts. Am I mad? No, don't tell me that. I know I am. On my decks, on, you know, what's going on. I love it. And yeah, and now I'm going to spend the afternoon probably... Am I going to sew a tarot bag? The day is young. Thank you so much, guys, and I will be back real soon.